Episode of the show. Without taking any time, I'll introduce you to the first eminent guest, Miss Aradhna Rana ma'am. She's a director and principal of Icon Public School, Ahmednagar. She is a dynamic speaker and conducts workshops for teaching spoken English, soft skills, and personality development. She conducts teachers training, parenting workshops, and life skill training for schools and other institutions. She has authored several books on the subject. Her first book, published in 2005, Communicate with Ease, Speak in English, Please, and the second English communication, Made Easy, are being used as course book in college and spoken English institutes. English Matters, written by her in 2009, is a graded series of 8 books to improve grammar and spoken English of school children. These are being used as course books in schools all over India. She wrote Correctly Speaking in 2021, and now her series Master English is due to be released in Feb 2022. All the best to you, ma'am. Aradhna ma'am is also an ardent traveler and has travel blogs have been winner's heart all around the world. She has been a panelist and moderator on numerous conferences, events, and summit on national and international platforms. She is a member of Wiki and the recipient of many awards and honors in the field of education. She is associated with many associations on the national and international level. Again, she has also received many awards on national and international level. We welcome you, ma'am, and we are very happy that you have spared your time for us to discuss on a very important topic, being basically an English teacher. We'd like to know from you, ma'am, that how did this journey of writing books came into your mind?
Thank you so much. Pleasure being on this forum. And my journey was, it was, I think, preordained somewhere because I'm a science postgraduate. Never thought of English, but army does that to you. When I got married to an army officer, you go to places which have no colleges and, very small places. And army officers' wives eventually turn out to be English teachers, most of them. So from that point of view, I became an English teacher courtesy marriage. Right in the beginning, it wasn't really my calling, that it was taken because that was the only thing to do. But gradually, I warmed up to teaching. And over the period of, say, 20-25 years, I became good at it. And then it was just by chance. I won't take very long with my journey because it had many twists and turns. So by default, when my husband retired, I wasn't very happy with the kind of system I was following because it didn't allow me enough of creativity. So I started teaching spoken English. By then, I think I was experienced enough. And while I was teaching spoken English, I came across these students who were MBAs, doctors, teachers, from all walks of life, but couldn't speak good English. So their mistakes are what I think goaded me into writing a book on spoken English. And that is how my first book came about. And gradually, I wrote a number of books, and then I started the school, the Icon Public School, with my husband. And then I thought I should write for children. So that is how the series came about. And this school was founded by us, and 14 years down the line, it's a senior secondary school now, CBSE affiliated. And we feel really happy that, we made a difference to a city like Ahmednagar. It's one of the best schools here, and we make a difference to the lives of students. Last year, I appointed another principal, and that is how I took over as director. And founder principal, not really principal anymore. And now I devote a lot of time to other activities that Mr. Chandok mentioned. So that is basically my journey in life. Very interesting, twists and turns. but eventually it's all turned out to be very good. Thank
That's
you.
great, ma'am. That's great, ma'am. And there's no age bar to start anything.
No.
It was a wonderful thing that came into your mind that you should go on for something different, that is writing the books. That's great, ma'am. Welcome, ma'am. We'll come on to the next round for the questioning we have. First of all, I'll come to Aradhna, ma'am. Aradhna, ma'am, what according to you is the significance of language learning?
Thank you, Mr. Chandok. First of all, I'm so impressed by all the panelists. You've done such great work, and most of it comes from languages. So, what can I say about the significance? It's like breathing, because language is needed for expression, and expression is the essence of human life. I mean, there can be nothing, which can come before that. Like when you see a small child, the child expresses when a child is hungry or needs attention, but has no words. So today we are not talking about body language, we are not talking about sign language, we are talking about the spoken word. So if you see anybody's child, a very small child does not immediately attract you, because there are no words which attract you. Your own child, of course, I mean, there's nothing beyond that. But if you see a child who speaks a few words, you naturally get attracted, because there's something about that wow moment when you say, okay, I mean, where did that come from? Because the child utters, some words or some expressions which, naturally attract your attention. So it starts with that, when children, start expressing themselves in words. Gradually, the skill gets honed and they learn from the environment. And as they grow up, we teach them formal language. Now, where is the need to teach them formal language? Because no matter what, the basic English language, or any language for that matter, your mother tongue, whatever you learn, is for your basic needs and wants. As you grow older, you need to express your feelings, you need to express your ideas, your opinions. So for that, language skill is taught. Now, since I teach English language and spoken language, I'd like to draw an analogy, which I use with my students also. I start with grammar, and when we teach them parts of speech, actually you don't have to learn, really, you don't have to know what a noun, verb, any of these things is. But you have to use them properly. It's like making a building. These are like bricks of a building. The proper size, proper shape have to be put in a proper manner for a building to stand. That's the foundation of the building. So that is why grammar is essential for you to know at the back of your mind. Maybe not think about it consciously, but the basic structure comes from the grammar. But that's not enough, because when you make a building like that with bricks joined together, it doesn't seem beautiful. So what you have to do after that? You paint it, you polish it, and you add color to it. And that is what happens with language. After you put the bricks together, you cannot polish and paint irregular bricks which don't form a building. So first, the foundation of a building has to be laid with the bricks properly placed together, then colored and polished. And that is the time we teach the nuances of beautiful language. The figures of speech come in, the intonation, the expression. So all that comes in, and that is when a beautiful structure is created. So that is why, language learning skill becomes important as a learned skill. It does not suffice what you learn from your environment and need-based, language. Also, language gives authenticity to education. No matter what, I don't say it's true. Not all educated people need to speak a language well, but by and large, this is something that subconsciously we all think about. A person who speaks a language well, in your mind, it's like ticked, well educated, cultured. So these kind of tags that we give to a person who speaks a language beautifully is something that has been inculcated in us over a period of time, because we more often than not, we feel that we come across people who are very good communicators because they can communicate in any language. I won't say English. I talk so much about English because I'm so much into English and I write books. But read any language for English. So, a person like, say, Amitabh Bachchan or now Manoj Munser or Shashi Tharoor, why do they attract us so much? They speak so beautifully. The flow of words, the vocabulary, the diction. So it's this that attracts us to them. In our mind, it connects with educated, cultured, and well brought up. All those adjectives come to your mind when a person communicates well. So in a society where we live, it's very, very important. Though these days I see a lot of erosion in any language with the mixture of languages. It's not the mixture that hurts me, but it's a wrong grammar and the wrong constructions that hurt me. So whatever language that you speak, if you speak it well, it is well received. Then secondly, a language, of course, it enhances multiple skills, like somebody had just mentioned, leads to a cognitive development in children, leads to, higher order thinking skills. Now, a student, if you imagine in a school, has a poor knowledge of language. What does he do? He might have all the concepts, he might understand everything. How is he going to put it down on paper? On paper, he needs a language skill to show that he knows. So a student who has good language skills does not need to learn by rote. He just has to understand. Whereas students, say in an English medium school, if a child is poor at English, he may understand, he might be intelligent, but very often he's thought of as non-intelligent because the poor thing cannot put down on paper what he knows. So that is why also language becomes a skill that has to be there in your scheme of things. Otherwise, no matter how much you know, you're not able to project your knowledge. And when you see in society, there's a saying that if you want to kill a country, kill the language. And if you want people's love the language. It's, when you stand on stage and you speak the language of your audience, immediately there's a connection. So that is why being multilingual really helps for you to connect. Language is not about an academic skill only. Language is about connection to the brain and the heart. Whereas science, maths, it's all got to do with the cerebral part of you. But language has to do with the emotional part of you also. You connect to people with language. So with all these things, language does become something that we can't do without. It is something that is as, I think, essential as breathing.
Absolutely right, ma'am. Because we can summarize that if there is no language, so there is no communication. When there is no communication, there will always be a problem. Aradhana ma'am, will come up to you first. What do you say about that technology plays an important role in language learning?
Technology, does play a very important role, but I still wouldn't say it's a be-all or end-all of learning, because we learned without all that technology and we learned pretty well. But technology has come in, like a breath of fresh air during this time, and it's the way we use technology. Technology is not a replacement. It is an aid to learning. So, like I said, language has an emotional connect. So, it is always will be the teacher's most important. And like Yashika said, the teacher brings the classroom alive. Also, how the teacher perceives, English as a language. I'm talking about English. Please read any language for that. Now, I wanted to interrupt, when this thing was being discussed about syllabus. It is the perspective of syllabus that we have. It's about the teacher. The CBSE tells us we've got to do 17 chapters. But where is it written that we have to do them one after another? Why can't we do them as concepts? Why can't we do them the way we feel the students will feel enthused about it? And it's not necessary that we read the chapter, question, answer, fill in the blanks. No, not at all. They're comprehension things. You just, you explain or you enact out a chapter, you explain the chapter, you take the children out, whatever you do, or you use technology. Now, as far as language labs are concerned, Mr. Jaswinder Singh, I would, with due apologies, again, language labs are excellent, but the teacher is the main, the focal point. I was teaching the Jawans, like I told you, I was teaching them English. They had a full-fledged language lab. So I once asked them, I said, language lab में बैठते हो, क्या करते, क्या सीखते हो, क्यों नहीं बोल सकते हो? He said, मैडम वो तो ईयरफोन लगा देते हैं, नींद आ जाती है. तो वहां तो इतने थके होते हैं, वहां सो जाते हैं लगाकर एयर कंडीशन रूम में बैठते हैं और सो जाते हैं. Because there was no teacher to enthuse them. So with technology, it's very, very important that, and also now the whole perspective of teachers has changed. We may not have, like I am not a English postgraduate. Today I'm writing books on grammar. It's my passion. It is my drive to, and my love for the language. So we need to choose teachers who have the attitudes right. They may not be, degree holders as it is. Half the degrees are from universities which are not worth their salt. So that is secondary. I'm not saying they shouldn't be educated, but knowledge can be substituted by technology. Attitudes cannot be substituted by technology. The way a teacher feels or passion cannot be substituted by technology. So technology has a lot of advantages, but do not, think that technology will do everything for the language. It still comes from the heart.
Yes, absolutely right, ma'am. A combination is needed, and teacher is the heart of learning, and the technology is just a tool. So a combination of teacher and a good teacher and good technology would give 100% result from the students also. Thank you, ma'am. Understanding the concept, or if he understands the concept, the basic things, so he will of course take interest in the studies. He will not miss any of the classes, this online or offline. He will take interest in the studies. And that is the importance of the first most important component is the teacher, and the second is the tools like your app. Thank you so much, Jaswinder sir. Thank you all of you for giving so much time to us and for a very wonderful discussion inspired. Thank you, Radhana ma'am. Thank you, Jaswinder sir. Thank you, Jessica ma'am. Thank you, Anju ma'am. Thank you, Guldeep ma'am.
Thank you for having us
nice
with
talking to
you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you all of you. Lovely.
We will
Stay
connect.
safe. Jai Hind.
Yeah, we will
Jai
connect.
Hind, Jai
We will
Bharat.
connect.
Jai
Yeah.
Hind.